All right, welcome back to another one. Today we are joined by Grayson Dugger and Austin Hutchison. Both are phenomenal athletes out of Georgia Tech, representing that school very well. We were very excited to have them on, and they did not disappoint. This is a very long episode with a lot of weird, interesting things said, but overall a phenomenal pod. Glad we could have these two on, and hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Podium Talk.
Soundstep. Soundstep.
All right, welcome back to the Podium Talk podcast. Today we're joined by some big brain people from Tech. We got Grayson Dugger and Austin Hutchison, Hutchy Lifty. Phenomenal to have you guys on. Before we do our lifts, how about you introduce yourself, starting with Austin?
Yeah, Austin Hutchison. I'm a sophomore at Georgia Tech, and I do powerlifting since like
Indeed.
October of last year, and I think it's fun. And I'm from Gray, Georgia, same places as Grayson, and my major is electrical engineering.
Yeah, yes, it is. That was
Yeah,
phenomenal.
thank you so
Grayson,
much.
pass it on over to you.
Sexy. All right, what's up, guys? I'm Grayson, second year mechanical engineer at the great Georgia Institute of Technology. As Austin said, I'm from Gray, which is also in the 478, which is where Avery's at, and Sarah. Don't forget Sarah over there. Yeah, y'all have seen me on here before if you actually watch these, but there are like 5 of y'all that do that. So some of y'all might know I exist, some of y'all might not. There are 6 viewers. Gotcha. My bad.
Info. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But recap this week. How we been lifting, Tony?
The past week was good. I can't really complain too much. Saturday I kind of just fucked around, but tomorrow's the big week, the next 7 days. So I'll come back to you then whenever that's all done.
Phenomenal. Avery, how you been?
Less mid than I have been lately. So that's about it. Nothing too inspiring, nothing too depressing, honestly. So
I'm just gonna piggyback on that and say that Grayson, you just hit a week 1. It was really boring. How are you? How have you been?
Like you said, the week 1 was really boring. Hey, the week 4 was pretty. Actually, no, the week 4 kind of sucked. I had a good doubles. Doubled 633 on squat, doubled 374 on bench, 386 after my back downs single, which was a PR. Wet the bed on deadlifts, so we're just not going to talk about that. And we'll revisit those on singles when I remember how to hook grip. But yeah, squatted 585 for 4 for my week 4 secondary, like ascending, which was also a PR. I didn't post it because I'm lazy. But yeah, so Eli, how's your lifting going? Huh?
It's mid. You know, do what it be. We're not special. Austin, the
Check it
man of the
out.
hour, the reason we're all here. Austin, how was your week 4 that you folded on the gatekeep?
Yeah, I did fold. It was extremely disappointing at the end, but like overall, obviously it's my like week 4 doubles for Cnats, so like going to go good, but overall the week was like good except for Saturday. I guess you might have seen my story. I hit a 573 pause like deadlift like sumo because I've been messing around with that a little bit like this block and just trying to see how it feels, I guess. And honestly, it's been feeling pretty good. But 573 is basically like my all-time PR, so that was kind of exciting, and it probably moved at like 8, if even that. But so like overall the week was good, but then Saturday, obviously I really freaked up on sleep the night before, and it totally like Saturday should have been so much better than it was. I had to like bump the numbers way down and just try to go with like what I thought was there yesterday, and it was a little bit disappointing, but hopefully it'll show up in 5 weeks. So
Yeah, I think Avery put on your Instagram like you're putting up these numbers, acting disappointed is crazy this young. But let's talk about it. You kind of mentioned that you started in October. How'd you get into this? Or like why? I don't know if you want to touch on it. Grayson wants to touch on it. How did you first start deciding that you wanted to train?
Well, I guess lifted weights for a long time, basically since 10th grade high school. So like I don't know, 4 years ago. But I didn't really get, I guess, serious about it until my senior year of high school, and I didn't actually start making a lot of progress till I kind of got to college, and I I started eating at the dining halls, and there was like unlimited food, so I started actually kind of getting bigger and like a little stronger, I guess. Um, but and Grayson was actually trying to like convince me to join
Took a
barbell
while.
and start doing powerlifting for the whole like first year um of college. And actually last semester, I think I tried to triple 495 on deadlift, and I like missed the third one. And I was all like super pissed off because I don't know, it was just obviously it was just a like random gym thing,
Mhm.
but I missed it and I was all disappointed. And Grace was like, "Let me write you a powerlifting block, and I'll have you tripling 505 in like 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it was." And then he did that, and I was convinced to try it out. So I did that, and obviously did the block, got got stronger. Stuff was like a lot better than expected, I think. And then like in December or something, I kind of out of the blue decided to sign up for that KSU meet in January, and I guess here we are going to
Very
see that.
valid. And then Grayson, before we touch on you coaching him, how did you get into powerlifting, or how did you come from where you were into seriously powerlifting?
Oh, I played football. That's right. My bad. I forgot. I played football, and our strength and conditioning coach was also the offensive line coach, and I played center in high school. Um, so after that, he actually wanted me to do Olympic weightlifting. So I like clean 375 in high school, and I tried that for a little bit and had some like shoulder problems where my overhead range of motion, like when I went through that, it caused a lot of pain, and so I couldn't really like jerk or snatch. Um, pause. But anyways, uh, anyways, I couldn't do Olympic lifting motions very well, and so I was like, well, everyone that does Olympic lifting at an elite level is blasting Trent out of their mind anyways. So I couldn't actually get there with my moral obligations. And so I was like, hey, powerlifting. So I tried it and I was like, I'm pretty good at this. Then I did it some more and stalked GT barbell the summer before I went to college and got to know people, got stronger, and I'm okay at lifting now.
Phenomenal. And then you kind of mentioned you made connections at GT. So let's just go ahead and dive into your unique scenario here. I don't know what you call yourself as, like a co-coach, or if you're just being coached with some guidance from your own perspective, or how would you define how you're coached?
That's a good question. It's a collaborative work. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I really don't know. Like most of y'all know Ethan Stone, and me and him write my blocks together, and I don't know. It's probably 65-35. We bounce a lot of ideas off of one another, and we sort of developed a similar thought process about lifting, but there still isn't enough differentiation for us to have debate and sort of like growth from block to block. So I don't know. It's something. We write programs. I get stronger. It works.
Yeah, I mean that adds up for sure. But then how does that translate to now? I don't know how many people you're writing programs for or coaching, but I'm assuming Austin was one of your first. And I think we've talked about two or three, maybe.
Um, let's see. Austin was number. Did I start writing Kaiser before you or not?
Thought he was after me, but
It was after you, yeah. So Austin was my second, and I do
Alright.
3 people right now. I might do 4, like starting this summer, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Wait, what was the actual question?
It was like how do you feel now? Like because you do like kind of coach yourself, and how do you feel like that translates to coaching other people?
I mean, I learn and I'm like, hey, try this out. And a lot of times it works
Do you think
because
you're
I
more
don't
of
know, it does.
a standard coach or more of an experimental coach? Trial and error
I
or by
think
the science?
well, I think the science is shifting, right? Because a long time ago, it was like West Side and everybody was equipped and running steroids. And there was what is it, the conjugate method. And it sort of developed into, I don't know, weird, like everyone would call stuff like, oh, you're in a hypertrophy block now. You're in a peaking block right now and all that stuff. And now it's shifted more into the, like, there are some people that do different things,
Yeah,
but
well, I'd
there's,
really just argue it started with no science, to be honest.
yeah,
The science was the hormones and the compounds, but
yeah, I agree. That's fair. But I'm thinking as of recently, the most common thing is like running some sort of top set followed by back downs. And that's like a primary or secondary or whatever. And RPEs, it was a lot of percentage based and it's shifted to RPEs a lot recently. Uh, I don't know. I'd say I'm pretty, I draw inspiration. I don't actually know a lot of things because I'm like stupid, but uh, I would say like I draw inspiration from like Marcellus, Steve Denovi. I look at a lot of like what Alex Lucko says and try to take some bits from all of those people and throw it together. And people have gotten stronger, so I guess it's worked.
Mhm. For sure. And then one of those people who gets stronger, Austin, first meet, qualifies for Cnats, blows most people out of the water. Phenomenal debut. How, like, did you expect him to come out so well? Or did you expect, like, when you started coaching him to be so developed easily?
My bad. I thought Austin was so jacked. I was like worried about how much he would actually be able to like grow. So I was like, okay, he has all this muscle. I don't know how much more muscle you can like put on that frame at that body weight. I don't know if it'll really grow. So I was shocked, and I'm still shocked, like block to block, how quickly he progresses. It's insane
Mhm.
because oh, I had a bad day. I suck at powerlifting, and he doubled with the exception of bench over his comp PR. So you know he's pretty good.
For sure.
I was just gonna ask, because I'm like curious about this. Obviously, like Austin, great athlete, had a great day at the January meet. Started in October. That's crazy. I didn't actually know that at all. But going into the January meet, so what were y'all's goals? Was it like oh we only care about the QT, or was there like a hey we want to win too? Like because I don't know, I just feel like I don't know like I just don't know how competitive Austin is. Like are you thinking about stuff like that or?
I was, I mean, to be honest, I kind of did go in expecting to win. Like it wasn't like guaranteed or anything, obviously. But I mean, I was really, really confident about getting the QT. Like that wasn't really something that I was super worried about.
Yeah.
And I did go in really wanting to win, and obviously, like I tied the total to win, and Kelly was lighter than
Yeah.
me, beat me
Yeah.
out. But yeah, I
For
did.
sure.
Okay.
I was. Sorry.
And then how do you feel like being your first meet and then being on this nationals level for your second meet? Like, do you understand kind of where you're at in the sport now? Like, are you still kind of learning like the levels of this? Are you, because I mean, you don't usually jump that curve so fast, you don't usually get into it and you're right there. Do you understand that you're actually a dog and you're competing with some other guys like Tony's boy and another kid for the top 3 spot in the state? Collegiate.
Another kid.
Is that true? I didn't even know that.
That's
It
crazy.
is very true.
Very much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you don't understand that you're on that level.
He doesn't understand he's dog, bro.
I actually don't. I don't even know about all that.
But
I
yeah,
was
that
curious.
those are just some of like that's the in-state battle that we're obviously thinking about because we have a podcast talking about this type of shit. But but yeah, no, you're going up against Tony's guy, Jacob Hickman, and then Jackson Evans, which I'm sure you know.
Right.
They're dogs.
I actually didn't know it was like that. Like I thought there were more people.
Well, no,
I mean,
there's
I'm
more
cool.
people, but
Oh yeah.
those are like
Right.
They're level
those are
2.
the bet odds favorites for
They're
our
level
state. Anyway.
2.
I mean,
Mm.
he'll hate me if he heard it, but I mean, or not even really, but like you compete against Easton and Will, my guys, in January, they're not beating you.
Mm.
So in like yeah, those are the best guys doing CNATs right now, to be honest.
yeah.
Mm.
And then before we dive too deep into CNAS, let's just talk. Grayson, what is your like ambitions for CNATs? Not necessarily lifts. Like, what are you excited to see?
Oh, dang. Okay, never mind.
Not lifts yet, not lifts yet. But what are
Okay,
you
screw
excited
you.
to see at this level of a meet?
People lift. I don't know. What is there to see at a powerlifting meet?
I mean, like production, warm up room. The big
Oh.
battles, the big lifters.
better
Like, I
than the
don't.
KSU meet, which is a very low bar. I don't know. I don't know if y'all went to states, USAPL states, but honestly, I was impressed just like at the production that they put on. I don't know how the live stream was and everything, but everything was a very like professionality. I don't know what are the words, but it was a big step up from like a lot of the meets that Georgia has had. Not in a high school anymore, not a total train wreck. Like they actually rented out a venue, they put on a good production, and so I'm excited to see like if there's an even bigger jump going from a state level meet to a national level meet. Because like it was local, state, and now hopefully at a national level meet there will be even more of this air of professionality that they have about running the meet itself, and I don't know, just a cool environment to compete in.
And Eli, you said they're gonna have the silver plates there too, right?
For sure.
Oh, frick. Wait,
Like
those
they
things
look
suck.
badass. What?
No.
Dude, I don't.
They look cool.
They're okay. I don't know. I think it was okay. Like I think what they intended was
Fuck
really
no.
cool, and they just look
bro.
they just look okay. I don't know.
No, bro. That was
I
like
can't
one of
get
the
behind
most. Yeah, that was like the most heartbreaking shit when I was at nationals. I saw those plates. I was like,
I can't get
what?
behind the Chrome TSS plates, man.
Wait, so Austin, you like those plates?
I think they look cool. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, like I know. I don't think they like. I don't think they look as good as they should, especially because they're not like lasered, so they're consistent. Like every other plate can look vastly different is the problem.
I
But
get you.
yeah, nah. Continue, Eli. I don't know what we're going on about.
I don't know. That sounds like some good old fashioned handmade American type steel right there. And I'm all for
Dude.
it, is all I'm going to say. I don't want none of this foreign crap. All right.
Okay,
We want the
I don't
TSS specs.
care.
We want the silver plates. We want to be American.
Listen, I don't care if you're for TSS. Because personally, I really like TSS calibrated plates, but not the chrome ones. I just like the regular red, blue, whatever, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, those
I
look
think,
sick with just TSS on them. Those look
yeah,
great. Yeah.
they're great. It's a nice dark red. I think, uh, well, one, they're not Typex, which are just disgusting. Um, I think Alico has that cherry red pop. TSS is like dark maroon, but Rogue is kind of just in the middle, and it's not it.
Man,
Not
they're
I
a,
don't
all
mind
red to
Rogue.
me. I don't really know what
No.
you're talking about. These colors.
I don't
Talking
mind
about
Rogue.
colors, man.
Fresh
I say I
Rogue.
actually have no preference when it comes to kilos. They're just kilos.
I mean, they're all kilos, I know, but
Do you like
I
the
think
bright red of the Hansu?
me. Myself.
I
Grayson.
don't know. No, I don't like them because they have the silver lettering, as opposed to actually white. There's not enough, I don't know, sort of contrast.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
Eh,
curious.
eh.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
Enough of
enough about
plates.
plates at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
enough about plates.
enough about plates. Let's
But
actually, I don't know, talk about whatever Eli has on the
yeah.
agenda.
How about
Yeah.
Austin?
Or Tony.
I mean, well, we're still on. Well, we're still not even on Cnats yet. We're still on the January meet. I was gonna ask Austin at your first meet, like what was your thoughts about, it from like completely, because all of us have competed, so we all have something to compare it to. What were your thoughts at the meet?
Like about the meet, like how it was run and stuff, because I did hear you guys' podcast about that, or like
Yeah, I mean, how it was run, your thoughts on the outcome, how it felt performing on the day. Did it
uh
affect you or did it help you and what else,
I think just the environment, like at a powerlifting meet, at least one that big or bigger, is just like so cool. Like it
Okay.
was it
Mhm.
was so much fun competing there, and like
Yeah,
everything is just so hype, and the music and everybody cheering, and it's so
Mhm.
much fun. And I'm like super excited to do it again. And
And yeah. And then
uh,
when you
go.
lift, are you a nervous lifter? Like, I don't know if like that, I would say the crowd was pretty like in front of you, involved.
Hmm.
Obviously, nationals is an even bigger crowd. Are you going to be a nervous lifter when you step on that national stage?
I get nervous before, but like in that last minute or two before you walk onto the platform, I feel like everything else other than like you and maybe your handler or whatever, like everything else just kind of goes silent. Like I would walk out there and I didn't even see people in the crowd. Like it kind of felt like it was just the platform, and like everything else was just kind of drowned out.
that's fine.
You know?
Okay, that's hard. He's like like yeah, in a like euphoric state, like
Yeah,
meditate. Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
it was cool.
For sure,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure. And then like, I don't know if you, because I know you train at DNA now, but before that meet, were you training at DNA decently consistently? I saw most of your videos were not.
Yeah,
So it
no,
wasn't like a home gym environment, was it?
not at all. I usually train at the CRC here at Tech. Like I don't lift it on kilo plates like twice before that
Mhm.
meet, which was a huge mistake because deadlift was like is like really different on kilo plates versus like, other plates. And
Mhm.
that was not a good decision because as Grayson would say, I got bodied by the kilo plates on deadlift. Um, but I've been training at DNA now, and I think that it's gonna have a really, really positive effect on, meets
Mhm.
because I'm used to that kind of stuff now.
I
Yeah.
got you. And I hear Grayson complain about the CRC a lot. Is it really that bad?
I don't think so. I
Oh
like
no,
training at the
it's that
CRC.
bad. It is that bad. It's terrible.
I mean, except deadlift, obviously. Like I would not want to deadlift in the CRC again. Now that I've experienced the bliss of other kilo plates,
Valid,
but
valid. And I asked Grayson, I don't think we got your answer, but what are you looking forward to the most at CNATs and that, platform exposure, notoriety, what?
I I guess I'm not really expecting to play super well, obviously. I mean, this is my first year. I mean, I'm just kind of going to experience and do as well
Mhm.
as I can and just have fun. And and I think it will be a lot of fun. Like obviously there probably will be a lot of people there. I think it'll be super cool to lift in front of a bunch of people like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go do as best as I can.
All right, and that's valid. But in general, in your mind, like even past this year, do you like kind of match yourself up against other people in the 82s and like even like looking outside of Georgia or any lifter you see on Instagram, do you do comparisons or you just kind of live your best life?
I mean, I do a little bit. Like I kind of look at these people on Instagram and I'm like, okay, how far ahead of me are these people actually?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they're really far ahead of me. And it's gonna take a long time to get even close to their level. But I mean I
Mm-hmm.
do aspire to like get to that level eventually. Because I
Valid,
mean
valid.
obviously everyone wants to compete at a really high level.
For sure, for
So
sure. And then same question to you, Grace. And I think you've sent me like one or two people before, but do you Instagram snipe? I know you delete a lot. Like every week
I
you'll delete
what?
Instagram, but
Oh,
do you
I just
still
do that
Instagram
for
and see other
personal
people?
purposes. Because I let my brain rot on Instagram too much.
I mean, you
Um,
say that, but you also have 4 Instagram accounts, so there's that.
hey, chill. Stop doxing me, bro. Uh, I don't know, four. I mean, if you count me being on GT Barbell, I guess, but um, nah. Yeah, I compare. I mean, that's like, unfortunately, kind of the name of the game. It's well, it has become less so for me because I've sort of developed more the mindset that at the end of the day, my genetics are going to be my limiting factor, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I've like sort of changed my mindset, and my lifetime goal is just to, as opposed to, oh, I want to be the best in the world. If my genetics aren't built for that, it's not going to happen. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just to, put that to complete use, because I still have been gifted with something and I want to, I don't know, extrapolate the most that I can out of that gift and just do the
Mhm.
best that I possibly can with what I've been given. And if I do that at the end of the day, I'll be satisfied. So I don't know. I compare myself to people right now, but I feel like once I get to some certain level, it'll probably like not as much.
Mhm. For sure, for sure. And let's just jump right into CNATs. You know, we kind of got a good base of introduction here. What, I don't care who starts, what are your like lift goals, placement goals, whatever you want to share about your actual performance goals?
You first, Eli.
Got him.
I don't go. This is my podcast. Austin, you first.
Mhm. Can't go first.
Fine.
Someone's gotta
Okay.
go.
Whatever. I mean, I'll go. Um, okay, so I'm currently second on the entry total, whatever it's called. Is that what it's called?
The entry
The
QT.
qualifying total? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm currently second on that list of people, and my goal is to remain there by the end of the list. I want to come second at CNATs.
Like,
That's that's not my main goal. My main goal is 500 dots, straight up. And I think, respectfully, I don't want beef with anybody in the state of Georgia or out of state of Georgia. If I total 812.5, nobody's topping me like for second place. Josh
mhm.
Hall wiping the floor. He might total 860, but second place, I total 812.5, which is what I would need at 100 kilos to get 500 dots. I think I come second place, and nobody else can do anything about it.
Valid. And then you kind of mentioned number one, you say is Josh Hall. Okay. And then who are your other opposition in state specifically, or
Oh,
even
and
close people out of state?
um, there's a lot. Uh, one sec. EJ and Shadera are obvious, Georgia Southern guys. Um, there's this guy named Ethan Wynn who has a 755 total, but he did that last year at Cnats, so he's had a really long time to get good. There's this guy Gabriel Rosen, who's fourth on the list. EJ's third with a 775 from Ronats at 90. There's this guy Gabriel Rosen who did 750, 75. Not really worried. There's Blaine Kildall, who's like blind on Instagram. He's like a clout boy, I guess.
Yeah, I seen him. Yeah.
Respectfully washed.
Wasn't he a 90 or something?
Yeah, I
he's
thought he
a
was
100
90.
now. He's here as a 100.
Well, it might be. It's probably his first meet as a 100 or something.
Oh, yeah, it is, I'm sure. But I don't know. I'll look at his stuff. I don't think nah, I'm not worried. And then one more guy.
Oh, I was just gonna ask for 812, what would that spread be across if you do like
300, 182.5, 330.
Okay.
Just because also the 300 squats a big deal, the 400 bench is a big deal, and then pull whatever I need for 500 watts. That's kind of my plan. That's what I would really like to do. And then there's one other guy, Marlo Arlinghouse. My bad. He came like third at Cnats as a 90 behind Michael Crahan and Sam Friedrich, and he's a 100 now. He like doubled 640 on squat. Might have been high. It was high, respectfully. But yeah, that's like the big list of competition that
I mean, it sounded like you
like,
listed everybody. Honestly,
I think there are like 70 people, or maybe not 70, but there are a lot of people competing at 100. So I don't know. I think there are like 6 or 7 guys that could go 800 plus if they really wanted to. So it might be deep. It might not be. Josh is winning. Second will be a toss up.
So you say Josh is winning. What is the grouping of the second? Like how many people are in running for a possible 800, 810 total in your head?
All of those that I listed. So probably 5 guys.
That's valid. That's valid. And then jump into the 82s. We can remove opposition out of it for a second. Just placement goals or in your head goals of how you want to perform, Hutch.
Yeah, I think obviously like I said earlier, I don't know a lot about the competition because that's not really what I'm concerned about this year anyway. But I think a 690 plus total would be realistic. I think was that like 460 something dots?
Let me look this one up.
That's like 470 at least.
That's 467.
I feel like that's pretty realistic, or attainable, whatever you want to say. And obviously that's like pretty big jump from 627.5 in January, but I don't know, like Grayson said, I feel like I'm progressing like kind of fast. So
what would that split be for 690?
That was like 584 and 330 maybe.
Wait,
330, 606.
Respectfully, I think you could smack 584 for sure. Bro, your squat, there's like stupid speed on it. It's like, I don't know, bro. It's just like raw strength. I don't even know how to put it. It's fast.
I don't know. Something.
No, I just remember not that like you were like underselling y'all's squat in January, but like I remember watching your third and it's like, yeah, he probably could have had like 20 more pounds on it day.
Yeah, I don't know how that moved so fast. Squat is just, I don't know. Squat is something right now. I don't even know where it's at. Hopefully 584, obviously.
That'd be crazy.
I mean that's some valid numbers. Definitely those 2 guys that hear that are going to be watching you now. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't watch them and let them freak out about it. Let Tony go text his boy right now.
Let's just let the next 5 weeks unfold. This is where the fun happens, right?
Let Tony cook.
For sure.
Let Tony
Yeah.
cook. But yeah. And then outside of either of y'all performances, what are some battles or sessions that you want to watch at Cnats that you're excited to see?
Can we take a step back and actually let you talk about your performance, Eli?
I'm not gonna speak on myself on this podcast.
Why?
I don't know. It seems selfish when someone talks about themselves on a podcast. This is for y'all. This is not
Shut
for
your
me.
mouth. No, it's not.
I'm
That's
gonna go
stupid.
out there and I hope I get whites on my squat. And if that's all I get, I'm happy. All right.
Yes,
That's all we care about.
That's
yes.
fair. Tony,
That's
do
a
y'all
step
do
up.
you Avery have handling PRs or handling goals? Who are y'all handling? I want to hear.
I've got 10. I don't want to really, potentially only 9. I don't know.
Yeah, so I got 4. I was thinking the other day, I was like, shit, it'd be dope if like all my guys hit their lifts. I honestly am like really confident about like everybody just like going in, and I'm really like confident about like what I know, what they could hit and stuff. There's just one individual that I'm a little nervous about. And for her, the goal is like Eli said, white lights on squad. Uh, but that's it for me. I just want them to hit their lifts. I mean, 2 of them, 3 of them are in like a pretty heated, like hot battle, and at least 2 of them are gonna come out winning, probably. But I can confidently say that. But yeah, no, besides that, I just want everybody to hit their lifts and have fun. I hope nobody like goes in and is like, hey, I hate this shit. No.
Yeah. Okay, so now what was your question, Eli?
Yeah. What was it? Oh, outside
Battles?
of your performances, like who are you wanting to watch? Doesn't necessarily have to be a battle. Like we can touch on Zerlot versus Ivan. Perfect time to have that
That's the
conversation.
one. That's the one looming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of in my back of my head. But before that, who are you excited to see perform either in state, out of state, big names, little names?
Austin.
What are you excited to see?
Austin.
Nah, Grayson.
Shut up. It's gonna be weird because I'm gonna be handling day of comp or day I'm competing, which will be a lot, but I'm gonna thug that one out. It's gonna be crazy. But I'm really excited. We've already talked about it a little bit, but I'm really excited to see Hickman, Austin, and Jackson. I think that's gonna be really fun to watch play out. See who comes out on top from those. So I think it'll be close. I think the 9 for 9 top end is within team kilos for all 3 of them. I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to watch Kyle. He's nuts. It's always fun to see him. He's been on a roll for like the past year, and it's just out of this world. Excited to watch the Eli, Bryce, Noah, Vince. I think that's fun. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to watch a lot of it because of school. So I'm only going to be able to go Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, I don't know any big like collegiate names, honestly. Like I just know people in Georgia. So those are the people I'm excited to be watching.
Valid. Austin, you got anybody in your head, or are you just there to compete?
Yeah, I guess like I already said a couple times, I feel like I'm kind of in my ignorant bubble where I don't like know a whole lot about the people. But I am obviously really excited to see all the people Grayson mentioned and all the people at Tech we have competing. I'm just super excited to see where everyone's gonna be at.
And do you have an opinion on the Ivan versus Zerlot battle?
Don't want to bring it up.
Honestly, I don't really know.
It's valid.
I haven't
Heard it here
done my
first.
research.
Heard it here first.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'll speak for Grayson. Grayson's on Zerlot's side, so we don't have to go into that. But moving on,
That's crazy. Whoa.
He called it muted.
Whoa. I was eating my popcorners. Thank you very much. No, that's insane.
that was good.
Yeah. Of course I'm on Team Ivan because that's my boy, right? I'm really excited to watch it or see what happens. I won't be able to watch it, but
Mhm.
let me run through the list of people we have competing real quick. Let's see.
For sure.
Just to give shout outs to everybody. Arsheo Gorov, H. Smith, Shreyas Pani, Tyler Tay, Jenny Liu, Josh Canlis. Josh Canlis was qualified at States. It was pretty clutch. Shout out. He missed second squat on depth, still made a jump and hit his third. It was crazy. Lily and Juliet, the Big 67 women. That's going to be cool. I think top 10 potential for both of them, which is huge. Like we said, Ivan is competing on Friday, and Hannah Spielman, 75 woman, she'll do pretty good. Got Mike also competing at 82 with Austin. He's always fun to watch. Great show. Austin, talking about that already. And then me and Lucas and Hembry are all competing on Saturday. I think, it'll still be like I beat Hembry for unofficially best lifter at the November meet by like 1 dot. And so I still think that'll be a really close, like neck and neck sort of deal to see who comes out on top dots. And, fun to beat them if I can. But yeah, we'll see. And those are our lifters. So should be exciting.
And I don't think last time you were appointed to your job at Georgia Tech, but your place in the club. But do you want to speak on that a bit? I know we had Lilia on; she kind of explained it a little bit. But if you want to go into that real quick,
I mean, I'm like powerlifting team captain. I don't
that's
know.
You boost morale. You boost morale.
Sure, I'm a morale booster, I guess. I don't
got you.
I don't exactly know what I do, to be quite honest. I do something maybe, but I don't know. I'm not going to be around to do it next semester, unfortunately. So somebody will take my spot. But yeah, that's a whole different can of beans.
I got you. We can touch on that later, perhaps, but let's just leave Cnats here. Where do you all see yourselves post Cnat? Performance of a lifetime. Austin totaled 720, you totaled 870, and we're going. You're going to Worlds next year, pretty much. Where do you see yourself going after Cnats, whether it's USAPL, PA, or just what the next meet will be? Austin first.
Okay. I guess the USAPL thing, I mean, I'll probably end up going where everyone else is going, which is, PA. And I don't know that much about that either, but like I said, that's what everyone else is doing. So I don't want to be left behind. And I will probably end up going up to 90 in the next year or so.
93.
Oh yeah, 93, that's right. But 93, because like I'm too tall to be like super competitive at 82 or 83. My bad. So that'll probably happen the next year. So maybe that'll be cool. We'll see. So I guess this might be my last meet as a 82. But
Valid.
yeah.
And then Grayson, are you planning on getting dog walked by me and Bryce at 105?
Huh?
What?
Y'all are going to be wait, are you going to be a 105?
No,
Are you
I mean,
gonna have to
I'm
change
not
your
paying for
Instagram
another
handle?
membership.
That's
No,
crazy.
I'm just gonna quit probably.
Dude, shut up. No, you're not. No, I don't know. I'm gonna ride out USAPL for a while. I have ambitions for what I want to do at 100, and I'm slightly more enticed to do Raw Nats 2025 just because like they raised the QT, so it's something that I haven't hit. It's something that I'm not going to hit at Cnats. So, it's a goal that I have to work towards within USAPL. And if I don't have to go anywhere, I don't know. I'll probably do whatever GT Barbell does as a whole, just because that's how I get the most monetary assistance, we'll say. And I'm in college, not rich, so do what's cheap. But yeah, if I had to guess, that's probably going to be USAPL for the time being. I don't know that for sure though. That'll be we'll figure that out in the fall, I guess. But yeah, so I want a total 875, as a 100 before I leave USAPL, which sounds like a lot because it is a lot, but I have very high ambitions, so I might as well. And then after that, I'd like to total 900 as a 105. Maybe go to it, if I did this in the sort of timeline to allow me to do so, go to Junior Worlds as a 105. Let Jalen destroy everybody else, and then I come second, and maybe they're nice to me and say, hey, you get to go too. I don't know if that actually is how it works. But yeah, those are my goals. People are going to hear this and say, I'm an idiot, which they're probably right. But gotta have some delusional goals sometimes. So
Feel that for sure. And then, we kind of touched on the sport in general. Obviously, Austin, you're a little bit removed from the community, but I'm gonna ask you both this. Is there anything you would like to see change in the sport, whether that's the people acting different or, the competitions or money? I don't know. Any of that?
No, you go ahead. I don't think I have anything right now.
Valid.
No valuable
You go
input.
ahead.
oh, okay, I'm back up. I don't know. What do y'all have to say about this? I need some inspiration, and then I'll
I
come up with
mean,
something to talk
I think
about.
in the past we've talked about standards for meets. We've talked about location of meets. We talked about USAPL versus PA and a split in the community. We've talked about college teams and kind of their little things. I mean, you could go anywhere. You could go any of that. The way money's distributed, the cost of memberships, the cost of meets, production values. Any of that ring anything?
Um,
Maybe
Steel
just
plates at nationals. I don't.
rules and policies and stuff. A lot of people don't like
Article
certain,
14.
Do
stuff
you
like
think
that.
your squat would be an issue at PA/IPF?
I mean, I just talked to Drew about this yesterday, and I have a solution that and that I can do on a heavy single if I'm able to perform. I took my pelvis in. It makes me appear a lot more upright than I actually am. If I can't get a start command doing that, I don't know. I'll quit, go untested, BWRPF, go beat Jamal, pull 1,000. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds easy. Yeah.
I don't know if I have any big, oh, I want this to be changed, or this is I know this might be rivaling podcasts that I'm getting into here. I like the standard set by Drew at his powerlifting meets. Y'all probably saw on stories and stuff the Valhalla weights meet that he did, or the Valhalla weights meet that he did. And I don't think he had a lot of lifters, but he had 6 Alicos in the warm up, full
Yeah.
setups, and I'm that's awesome, right? And I think that if that standard was implemented everywhere, that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I saw it. It looked like a dope meet. I know Drew cares a lot, and Drew throws on a great meet. Dude, I just hate Alico benches, man. I could go with never seeing one for real.
That's crazy to do.
Chalk back, man.
No,
I don't know.
hey, no,
Bench
Hey,
heavier weight, like bro.
Avery can hate
Barbell-
the Alico rack, just like you
barbell,
can hate
lovely.
the TSS plate.
Squat rack, I don't care. It's like sure, I will never want a bench on an Alico in my life.
I mean,
You know
if,
what's
if, you're, if
crazy?
you're saying
Like-
Alico TSS, I mean, it's going to be hard to pick an Alico over
Right.
the TSS
Oh,
bench.
yeah. They have more grippy bench, whatever. Me and Eli have like official documentation of Bryce Hale like going on tech saying, "I feel great benching on Alico." Best line I've ever heard. Eli's like, "Yeah, you stick to anything when you're benching 200." You know, like
Yeah, I mean, if you got
anyways,
heavy
that was
weight,
just
you
like a
can't move,
random thing.
So
So maybe you just need to be a stronger presser, Avery.
Oh no, that's not even up for debate. That's true. It's just I like in comparison to anything, I would just I don't know. I only said it because I know Drew always carries him around, and I'll never like it. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah, but then talking about the standard, like we were gonna have Drew on to talk about like kind of meet directing in general at one point. I don't know if that'll happen anymore, but that 20-person meet, insane standard, and it's not only gonna help PA, but Siraj and everybody on the USAPL side are gonna see that and up their standard. I mean, you can look at kind of the UFC and one championship, they kind of outcompete each other so that one has to do better than the other. So USAPL is going to continue to better their meets if PA continues to better theirs. So it's just a net positive for both feds, and it's just going to be continued competition. Because states, I mean, if you compare states this year to last year, I mean, worlds difference in my
Well-
eyes. Even not even being there, just seeing the venue.
I was just gonna say I would think I think States was personally really good because there was a meet recently that was not very good. That's
Yeah, I can.
But
I
no,
can
like
see why.
like Grayson did not lie at all earlier. States was like fantastic for sure.
Right. Yeah, I think that should we go ahead and just dox the meat?
Nope.
No.
Nah,
moving
I think
on.
we're good. I think everyone knows what we're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Don't even
Um,
sit and linger.
Fair. But yeah, I think that is a big correlation as to why States looked the way it did, or to the extent that it did. Because it could have looked good, but I think that motivated Siraj to like step it up even further a notch.
And that's fine. I mean, that's what should happen, right? Like, so hey.
Valid for sure. And then I guess we kind of touched on it there, but I'm gonna make you say something else. Is there anything recently in the space that you've seen? Obviously, Austin, you're too new to answer this one, so we're gonna have to leave you out again. But is there any like changes you've seen recently in the space, whether it's like the Atlanta gyms upping their game and you got DNA now, if it's the college teams kind of coming more together and actually forming the collegiate cup. Is there any of that you've seen that you've really liked?
Dang, I should like give a question list beforehand so I can actually think about these things.
How about you learn to improvise a little bit?
Dude, I suck at it. Like
With
that's
that high ass SAT scoring.
why I'm
Yeah.
bad at improvising, I'm good when you like, give me a pencil and paper, let me work something out. I'm not good at that actually. I'm getting body right now. But anyways, I don't know. I think I like I think that there is what do I want to say? I think that there's a lot that can be done with like the collegiate cup thing that they're doing. I think it's a really good idea. I think the execution currently is flawed because USAPL, PA splitting up, that doesn't help anything because as of right now, I think a lot of CCPL, UGA people are going to go to PA. I think KSU people are going to UGA or going to PA. I don't know what GT Barbell is doing. If they go to PA, then Georgia Southern goes to PA. Hey, like pretty much everyone's there. No offense to Emory or Augusta or Georgia State, but do they really have anybody? So I think that there's a lot that could be done with like a collegiate cup sort of deal, running, like who's the best team and who's the best individual among these teams. Um, I think that the concept is an exciting one that if they touched up on could work really, really well. I don't know if that answered your question. I kind of just talked about something.
Yeah, man, that's valid. But now that we're talking about collegiate teams, we can talk about GT Barbell a little bit. Let's talk about shoes and how that came about. You can announce it. How did that come about, that
Oh, I
partnership?
was so confused. We got Avances, guys. How did it come about? We saw other collegiate teams reposting stuff on our story about we're sponsored by Avances, and we're like, we just DM'd them and said, "Hey, sponsor us too." They're like, "Okay, make a post about our shoes, saying that you like them," and it worked.
It was that easy.
Well,
I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying that, but
what does that entail? Do they like send y'all money or?
oh, we got half off.
Oh, okay. You got a
That's actually
code?
nice.
They did like a bulk, like we sent in an order form to them,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got, and it wasn't exactly half off because we had to pay like full shipping, so it was like $64 for a pair of Avances, so pretty good,
Mhm.
less than you're paying. So, um,
No, for
respectfully,
sure.
but yeah, that's all it was. It's like
Mhm.
we saw them doing that, and we were like, wow, y'all should do that with us too. And they were like, okay, sounds good. I think that it's like they're very well intentioned as a company. They just want to
Mhm.
help people in the sport with, by producing a good product and help the collegiate kids out, I guess. They know we're for, I guess. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. And then other than that, and obviously you're on the head of, oh, okay, okay. Austin wants to
Oh,
speak up.
oh wait, what was the topic of the question or what were you about to say?
It was still GT Barbell stuff. What all
Oh,
has GT
okay. You
Barbell
can
done for you?
you can finish all that
All right.
before
So I mean,
I
other
ask
than
my
that, and
question.
obviously bringing Austin into the sport, what all has GT Barbell done for you both? I know I see a lot of like y'all got socks that look pretty decent. I was there and they were handing out sweaters. You don't like the socks. Grayson doesn't like the socks. They're handing out
I can't wear
sweaters.
something that just says BBC on it, okay? I'm sorry.
They say what on it?
Exactly, right? It says GTBBC. I'm just like, that's highly questionable.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
where I'm
okay.
coming
So
from?
okay, yeah. Well, so we'll leave the socks out. But I was there on Saturday. You got like a new sweater or something, like a crew neck that you're
Yeah,
wearing
I'm
as
wearing
the
it.
date. Obviously, you said y'all been around since 1955. What all has, Georgia Tech done for you in the sport and help your growth in powerlifting?
I mean, obviously pay for your meets, but I think it's really cool like being part of a like team kind of representing your school. Like even though I
Mhm.
guess it's not a NCAA sport or anything, but like you're still representing your school, and I think that's really really cool, and it's really fun to like build each other up like as a team. And obviously, I love everyone in the club here. They're all super cool and supportive, and I don't know. I love it.
Very valid, very valid. And then you started off with paying for your meets. How much money? I mean, you don't have to dox the exact amount, but like like percent wise, how much do they get involved?
Uh, I mean, they paid for all of Cnats registration,
Mm,
so I
That's
guess
nice.
100.
I hope I get that. I don't know, honestly. But Grayson, what all have they done for you?
Um, See, Austin's a better man than I am because he like actually had stuff, off the rip.
Bruh.
I suck at this. I don't know. I think kind of like Austin said, it's a community, and the best way that most people develop is through a strong community of people. It introduced me to people like Ethan and like Ivan, those sort of guys who it's like I'm pretty close to now, and a ton of other people, right? But those were the two that came up off the top of my head. It introduces you to people that you carry out through your life, not just through lifting. They're more than just, oh, I see this person at the gym and say, hey, the relationships develop, and it's like, yeah, you go hang out with these people on the weekends because they're your bros. Like Iser and Aiden. Like I think I'm gonna be gone in the fall, but if I weren't, there's a very good chance I'm living with those guys because they're like my really close friends. It introduces you to people like that who can like really make an impact far beyond the scope of lifting.
Very valid. And then
Is that what
we're
the echo
reaching.
was?
Yeah, I had to put him on mute for a second. There's an echo. I had to put it on mute. No, my bad.
Okay.
But as we're kind of wrapping it up, we're at about an hour. Let me just throw some fire
That's
off
crazy.
questions in there. Let's talk about inspirations. Obviously, again, Austin, you're not too deep in the sport yet, but you're gonna be there soon. Don't worry, you'll know these names. But outside of the sport for you, what are you inspired by? Whether it's movies, sports, actual athletes, or people, what drives you?
What drives me?
Grayson Dugger.
Yeah,
Me?
you could. Yeah.
Right.
No, Grayson Dugger drives him.
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, that's true. He's a very good coach. Just start paying or charging people.
He's lying. I'm a bad coach. I really suck.
Bro, everyone you
Austin's
coach.
just better. Like Austin's just genetically cracked, and
Nah.
he would progress if he like twiddled his wiener in a circle at the gym.
What the fuck?
Hey, yo, there goes our female audience. Oof. That might be one to cut out. Well, we can talk about that after.
Grayson getting the first guest cut.
Yeah. For sure.
I was like, I have to say something off, like crazy off the wall here.
If you want it, you can keep it in, but
I
go
don't
to
know
you,
about that.
Grayson. I want specifically in the sport, and then you can look at outside the sport.
In the sport,
I want higher level. I don't want local people.
I know
want higher
you
level.
do. I know you do. In the sport, like the first big name, like top of the top people that comes to mind is Ashton Ruska, my boy Ash. Because he doesn't just do powerlifting at high level. Like his entire life is performed at an incredibly high level, and I think that's really really cool. It's not like, and I'm not disrespecting any of these people at all because they're insane. Like Kurt, Jesus, like powerlifting is what they do, right? Ash is a freaking PhD student in the military, right? And he's doing all that at a very high level. And at the same time, just happens to be one of the best powerlifters in the world. I think that's really, really cool.
For sure. I was about to say Ash does all that, and then like every other week is like getting drunk, I swear.
Ash,
Picture of beer.
yeah.
And was there anyone like when you first got into the sport? Obviously, I think for me, Avery and Tony, we watched a lot of YouTube. We came up on these guys. Well, hey, but you kind of watch all these videos, and you kind of just learn powerlifting through these YouTube videos or YouTubers. Was there any guy like that, like a Russ, like a, anyone?
But like actually learning that powerlifting exists, or what?
Well, like kind of like an influencer type that you kind of came up on as you grew in the sport.
I was a Wheeze boy.
You're a Wheeze boy?
I was a Wheeze boy. I'm not a Wheeze boy anymore, but yeah, I was like, Wheeze is so cool. He's like we're like Wheeze and Jamal, like all of the corrupted people, and personally, I think they're corny, right? But I think it's also like you can't say that they haven't brought a lot of people into the sport because they have. I'm like firsthand witness of that. Like they've done a lot by just simply surely through introducing people to the sport, whether or not they're, like freaking cornballs.
Mhm.
So
And
yeah.
the second meet in a row that people on the pod called the corrupted guys cornballs. Second
Huh?
in a row.
Yeah,
What?
second in a row. The other one was a lot more aggressive and
Oh, I'm the second
wild.
person in the podcast in a row that said that.
Yeah.
Wait, who's the last person?
William Jones. William Jones has
Oh,
a
Will Jones. That's funny.
he had a strong opinion, but
Interesting.
moving past that, what are your overall dreams in the sport? Where do you see yourself, like, if you accomplish this, you're satisfied? Where wants to go first?
I talked about this like a little bit ago, but it was like, at the end of the day, my genetic potential is going to be the like absolute ceiling for what I can do. And I don't know where that is. So one is the journey of discovery of finding out what my true ceiling is. And I think if I can say with full confidence that I have, you know, fully taken my gift and put it like to work to the fullest of its extent, and I like this is the absolute best that I could have done in this sport, I can stop doing powerlifting and say, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of the work that I've put into this sport, and I can be at ease knowing that I've given it truly like my best.
Valid for sure. And then Austin, where do you see yourself going? You are currently muted, by the way.
You
Oh yeah,
forgot.
yeah. I was trying to help the echo thing. I didn't want you
You
to be
good?
bothered again. Um, but yeah, I guess I mean like Grayson was saying, like all you can hope to do is like what your genetics or whatever is going to allow you to do. And I don't know where that is either, obviously. And I would hope that that would allow me to like go and stick with this and eventually compete at a national level. And like obviously that would be really cool. And again, I'm really new to this, so I don't know what that like timeline would look like. But I think that if that could happen, that's
Mhm.
really cool. I'm kind of just going with the flow at the moment, you know.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. I mean, I feel if you keep going where you think you're going and what you said earlier, the 690, if you keep going on that track, you'll for sure be national level in the next 2 years. No worries
Mm.
about that at juniors. I mean, it ain't that deep. I know the totals went up, but I think yours is still around 700 something. Tony, do you know?
740 for juniors, but
740. And you got what? You're 19. You still have 3 more years?
I'm 20,
You're
but I
20. You got
guess
still 3 more years? Yeah.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be there, kid. I mean, technically, you're going on a national level this meet, but the next
Mm,
one will mean more for sure.
right, I agree.
And then wrap it up here. Austin, if you don't have an answer, don't feel obligated to answer, but advice to a newer lifter, Grayson, go.
Uh, Austin, do you have anything?
I mean, eat good.
Eat good.
I don't
Valid.
know.
okay. Sounds
Honestly,
valid.
honestly, that might be like like a significant portion of like why I've progressed good. I feel like I eat the same thing like pretty much all the time, and maybe not everyone does that, but I don't know. Just obviously don't lift hard, you
Lift
know.
hard, eat good.
I guess I
Valid.
don't know. I feel like that's basic advice.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
No, I mean it's good, bro, because I don't eat. You know what I'm saying? I needed to hear that one, bro.
no,
For sure. Grayson,
Well,
can
I
you
guess I'll
can you
cut.
improv something up?
Yeah, I don't know. Sleep good.
Sleep good,
yeah,
eat
that
good,
too.
train hard.
Nah,
Well,
Okay.
you're
I mean,
not. You're not coming off that easy, bud.
well, one, I do think optimization of variables is like the number one thing you can do for getting stronger, and that's
So
eat,
then
sleep.
why don't you do them?
That's a great question. I hate you, Eli. uh, you know, eat, sleep. What is the eat, sleep,
Train.
water, water, hydration, and stress. Stress is very underrated. Monitoring your stress levels is very important for recovery. I think there's a very low barrier for entry of gaining knowledge on powerlifting, whether that's one, finding someone around you that knows a little bit about it, or two, watching Marcellus or Steve Denovi on YouTube. And I think if people did that like just a little bit every day, they could learn a lot about themselves within the realm of powerlifting like programming as a whole, and kind of understand what's going on. Because there are a lot of people who are sort of either one, they're going to go drop like $200 a month on a coach, which is a lot for someone in college. I have dropped $0 on a coach because, well, one, cut that. One, because I got in the inner circle with Ethan, and that was just lucky. But two, I sort of taught myself by watching these people and consuming this information. I have become more knowledgeable on the sport, and I think that it wasn't hard to do. It was, I watch video, I get something from this video, brain gets bigger in powerlifting. And that's, and now I write blocks for people, and they're not great, but they're not terrible. Like, I don't know, I might be a little bit better than a flex coach. I don't get my, hey, all I'm saying, my athletes are progressing. They're not constantly injured. Like, there are some coaches, even in the state, that can't say that. Not to name any names, but no comment.
You're just like
What
digging
we
yourself
talking
a
about?
hole throughout this episode. Like, I
I
don't even
know,
know.
I know I am.
We can
This
talk
is why
about that
I'm
off air. All right.
This is why I'm falling off the face of the earth. Falling off the
All
face
right.
of the earth after Cnats.
For sure.
Uh,
And again, wrapping it up, mistakes you've made. A mistake you've made that you would warn people about. Austin, you've been in it 6 months. The mistake you made was not sleeping on your week 4, and you still PR'd. But whatever y'all want to say about that.
Mistakes. Don't overshoot accessories.
Yeah, that what a great, great wise words from Austin that he doesn't follow himself, but
No, I don't. I still hit split squats
he
every
still hits
Monday,
his
and then
he
my
still hits his
butt
130s on the
legs are
Bulgarians, and he's
sore all week long. But that might be a reason why my squat is good. So I'm gonna
So
keep.
you're doing
130s on
Bulgarians with
Bulgarians?
130s.
That's
No, that
wild.
was an exaggeration. I
What
haven't
the
done
fuck?
130s. It was
Who is
110s.
doing that?
He does. Oh, my
110s is
bad.
still
My bad.
crazy.
He does 110s.
No.
I do 10s. I can't balance worth nothing.
Who is doing that, bro? That's crazy. With both hands? Oh man. Okay.
I don't know.
You're gonna see Tony in there now with that exact weight strapped to him.
I've done 100s. I think I sent y'all Eli and Avery 100th time. That was probably my peak though. I think I'm done there.
Tony's cooked.
Yeah. My knees can't handle that, bro.
I don't know. They're not fun, but I don't know.
Yeah. Valid. Grayson, a mistake you have made, and then
A
we'll do one
mistake
more
I've made. Oh gosh. Dang, I'm so bad at improving. Not getting enough sleep. I don't know. I perpetually preach to people, make sure you get like 7 hours of sleep a night. And I probably average 5. And it's definitely detrimental to my progress. But I don't know. Not getting enough sleep. There was one thing that I was gonna say that I don't remember. Oh, make sure you clip your weights on squat, because I got hurt not doing that one time, and it was really dumb, and it almost cooked me for the November meet. That's when I had that lower back injury.
I would
Bring-
also, I would also say I wanted to say this earlier when y'all were kind of talking about this, but I would say listen to people that know what they're doing more than you do. Like, because
Unfortunately,
if
Austin
I,
has no one to listen to.
that's not true. But like, I guess there were definitely a lot of times that like if I kind of let my own ego, like if I listened to it, I guess, then things would have
Mhm.
not gone good. And like it's better to do what, other
Yeah,
people think is better, that know more about what's going on than you do.
for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Factual. For sure, for sure. And then last one, give us a technique tip and then we'll get out of here. Grayson, how do you squat like that?
Put
How do
the
you
bar lower
squat?
on your back.
Put the bar lower on your
Put the
back.
bar lower on your back. Not really. Uh. Ooh. Tip. I guess it's a technique tip too. Actually, if you pull sumo, have mobile hips because that is the one reason that people suck at sumo.
I don't need that.
That's all. Like, yeah, like when people's like, how when you see after they like, I don't know, wedge, as soon as they wedge, their knees just like cave back in. That is because they have bad hip mobility. I'm telling you right now. Boom.
I
Okay.
I just
get it.
fixed
Fine.
everybody's sumo on the earth. Yeah, Eli.
Whatever, dude. Shut
Good for
up,
you.
bro.
Oh, and a personal tip for Eli: don't like don't row the bar up when you're deadlifting it.
I'm not rowing the bar up. It's my body's natural movement, man. Relax. Throw some shout outs out. Shout outs, plug your socials, and we'll get out of here.
What? Hutchie_lifty?
Hutchie Lifty.
Is that it?
Valid.
At GT Barbell.
That too.
And then at Doug Doesn't Lift at all of them.
Nah,
Whatever,
just GT
dude.
Barbell.
Just GT
My,
Barbell. And
my
then
Instagram is irrelevant.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to call out an opposition, Grayson. I'm pretty sure you were told to yesterday.
What? From who?
Kenya. But Grayson calls out Kenya for the ops. And then
Shout out
Austin
to
doesn't have any
Kenya
ops.
for giving what? She gave me good commands or something. I don't know. Yeah, shout out Kenya because she told me to shout her out, I guess. Thanks for
Valid.
reminding me about that.
I'll call out Jackson Evans.
Oh.
Hey.
What?
Just
What?
don't stop recording.
I thought it was implied we were ops anyway. Why is that such a
Yeah,
big
No,
deal?
we
No,
like
it was
it.
just-
We like no. Listen, we like it because you called him out, and because you called out Jackson Evans. That implies that Tony's guy isn't good enough to be called out.
Oh,
I think it's the other way around. I think he's too good to be called out.
Okay.
No,
Hey,
but
if that's
no,
the
but
way you want to
Jackson's
spin it,
Jackson's
but there we
sophomore
go.
too.
There we have narratives
Mhm.
just like that, just like that.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's a phenomenal way to
what
end the
you got to say about
podcast.
Jackson?
He
Let him
pulled
know.
that
Let him say
out
something.
right at the end.
let him cook on
Let him
Jack.
say-
Hey, talk, Austin.
Cook him.
What you got to say?
huh? What?
Talk.
Huh?
Say something.
I don't know what to say. I can't do this.
I don't think he
You
wanted
were-
to say anything. He was just saying he was going to beat
Yeah,
him.
that's
You did.
he's just calling them out. Dude, he's recognizing
Call
that they are ops.
Okay, well, I think I just made my call out earlier when I said if I total 8, 12, 5, the other 100s can't beat me. So take that. Like,
Okay.
I'm coming in second place, and there's nothing that I don't know if you coach EJ or not, Tony. Who coaches EJ? Tony or Avery?
That's me, man. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say it right now. You don't have to worry about EJ.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I won't say anymore.
Okay.
You just don't have to worry about EJ.
Well, I guess it can be a call out for Chidera then. I don't know. Yeah. I'm gonna come second at Cnats, so that implies that Chidera is not coming second at Cnats, and
He's coming first.
Exactly.
oh,
So,
sorry, I think a 360, 375 pull from Josh Hall is gonna say no to that.
What if he bombs out, bro?
If he bombs out, then I'm winning. My bad. Like,
There we go.
We
what are you
love
talking
you.
about? Come on
All
now,
right.
don't play with
We've
me.
been on here long enough. It's been a long, at some point, strange podcast. But if you made it this
My
far,
bad.
bless you. I don't know how you did it, but We got through it all. We did great, phenomenal. Glad both of you guys came on. I appreciate you a lot. Peace out.